Hey everybody, my name is Anita and I'd like to welcome you to the Honey Hive. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Honey Hive. It's your girl Anita, and we are introducing you to dynamic Black women entrepreneurs, community leaders, and giving you a whole lot of Black girl magic. So today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with Dr. Kanisha Bennett, the owner and founder of Anointed Feet. So it's gonna look a little bit different today. We're at her studio here in Hawthorne, California, but we're gonna give you all of the information that you need in order to join her classes. And even if you have a young girl that wants to join her company, we're going to give you that information as well. So thank you again so much for being with me. I really do appreciate it. Like I was saying earlier, I love everything that you're doing with Anointed Feet, and you're such an inspiration to me, and I know a lot of women in the community, and I really wanted to, highlight what it is that you're doing here, and then also give the people a chance to know that there's something in our community for our girls to come and be poured into and to be expressive and creative, and just introduce them to you. So, Dr. Kanisha Bennett, everyone. So I know a little bit about your story and your background, but tell the people, how did you get started with this?
Absolutely. So I've been dancing since I was 3 years old. Dance has always been my life. Everywhere I went, every program that I've been in, I've always found the dance program. So I knew that I always wanted to dance. I started praise dancing in the church, and let's see, long story short, I went off to college, studied dance, got all of my degrees in dance, and then I went off and toured professionally with a dance company for a few years, and I was told in that dance company that I should never ever go back to praise dancing because I was too awesome of a dancer to ever dance for God.
Wow.
And I really struggled with that because I wanted to pursue dance as a career. And so if this person was my mentor and they told me never ever to go back to praise dancing, in my mind at 21 years old, I'm like, okay, well, I can pursue dance and go out and make a lot of money, because I wasn't making a lot of money at the time. So I'm like, and if I go back to praise dancing or dancing in the church, there's no money in that. So I struggled with that and I battled it. I was in West Africa performing on stage, and I heard the Holy Spirit say, if you don't give your gift back to me, I'm gonna take it from you. And I quit that dance company the next month. So that was the start of Anointed Feet.
Okay.
The name Anointed Feet came around in college when I was doing some research on spiritual warfare and dance in one of my dance classes. So it's kind of a mix of where things started and how they came together. But the main thing was when I heard the Holy Spirit in West Africa tell me that if I did not give the gift back to him, that he would take it away from me. And I knew that this dance company had to be birthed.
Wow. I don't think I ever really knew the full story of how Anointed Feet came into fruition like that. Ooh.
Yeah.
It makes so much more sense because, as you guys know, I've brought on some people that I know personally, and I do know Kanisha personally, and just hearing that makes everything that I know about you make sense. Like, guys, she does not play, okay? Like, and it's not even that she's a holy roller or like a holier than thou, but it's just you can see and feel the genuineness of your love for God and like your obedience, and just knowing that story. And I'm sure it's probably tangled with a whole bunch of other stuff, right? Absolutely. But even just that little piece, it kind of gave me chills a little bit, you guys. Like, Because it speaks to what we as believers kind of struggle with, I feel like daily. Like, do you really trust me?
Correct.
Do you really trust me? Do you trust what I'm saying? Do you trust what I, can provide for you or what I can do for you? Just being on that scale of like losing the money, you know what I mean? Or losing the notoriety or the fame or whatever comes with that, to really be obedient to what it is that he's saying. Oh, jeez. All right, y'all, get ready. Because I feel it. I feel it like this is going to be one of those episodes, okay? So, Anointed Feet is here. We are, again, in the city of Hawthorne, okay? She has 2 studios next door and here. We're in the pink room, and then she has a purple room, and it is such a dynamic dance company. Like, anytime I see the girls, or even you and your older company dancing, I really do feel like that intense pull and that just that joy for dance and for God that you guys really have. So I'm really excited for you guys to see them. We're gonna insert a clip of them dancing, and it's just such a great thing to see because it is all Black girl magic. Like, she has all Black girl magic intensified to like the 10th power, because now it's Black girl magic and giving glory to God. You know what I mean? And I love that. So I want to know a little bit more, like, with everything that's going on with the pandemic and us trying to figure out, what that looks like. You as a business owner, how have you been able to kind of pivot in this time right now?
It has definitely been a faith walk.
Yeah.
It has been a faith walk. Funny enough, so let's see, the shutdown happened March, right? And so myself and my adult company were leaving for a conference in Las Vegas the weekend, so that first weekend in March. Mm-hmm. And so that morning, it was a Thursday morning, I went to the grocery store and I just felt like I was in the twilight zone. This is when the shelves were empty,
right?
And everything there was no toilet paper, no water, no nothing. And I've been hearing about it, but I hadn't seen it visually yet.
Yeah.
It was pouring raining that day. And so I'm walking through the grocery store and I just felt like literally like I was in the twilight zone, and I just start praying down every aisle, right? And like you said, I'm not like the, Jesus is ever like I love God genuinely, but I'm not that person, right? And so I just start praying through the aisles and I'm like, what is it? So I called corporate prayer. So I sent a mass text to the entire dance school and called a corporate prayer. And we came to the studio that night and we prayed. And I'm like, God is just laying this heavy on my heart. Like, we have to really trust him. And this is before the shutdown. I'm like, something is about to shift.
Yeah.
And we have to really be genuine about our relationship. And so I kind of dug into my parents a little bit about how they have been leading their children. Because here's what I deal with. I do my work here at the studio, and then the kids go home and they're not getting the same implementation. And so we're doing this battle all the time.
Yeah.
So I kind of gave it to my parents a little bit. Love y'all. But I did, and I said, God is really looking for us to really be his disciples.
Right.
And this is a time, and I said to the girls, they were all sitting on the floor crying. And I said, what if God took away this dance school from you and you could never come back here and use the gift that he gave you? That was Thursday. By Saturday, the world was shut down.
Wow.
And of course, I didn't know that was gonna happen, right? And so now I'm like, oh Lord, I just said that. I was like,
okay, power in the top.
You're right. And I'm like, here we are, the studio shut down. What do we do? And so, we did go virtual for a while, but the power, the community, the unity, the anointing, everything that happens in person, it's just different virtually.
Yeah.
It is different.
Yeah.
So we did lose a lot of students. There were those ones that are like, I am gung-ho, like whatever you're gonna do, I'm gonna stick around. So we lost a lot of money because we lost at least 50% of our student population.
Wow, okay.
But the families that did stick around, they're like, we're not going anywhere. We're gonna do whatever we can do to help, because this is their kids' outlet.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you know, they're sitting at home all day.
Yeah.
Now they're in virtual school. They're like, please teach another dance class so that they have an outlet.
Right.
And so I did do virtual classes for a while. I started to do a lot of check-ins. So I would get groups together and I would just sit on Zoom and talk to them for an hour. Let's chat. What you doing today? What'd you do today? Did you get off of TikTok today? Like just having those conversations, because I feel like relationship with these girls in this generation is very important.
Absolutely.
Because they can get so lost in their phone, so lost in social media. And so I really took this time, and I do that regularly, but I took this time to build individual relationships with each of the girls. I would text them individually. I would text the parents individually. So I spent lots of hours that go unnoticed. But lots of hours checking in, building relationships. It became more about the relationship than the dance during this pandemic.
Wow.
Which is really important to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the dance community. I just feel like the greater your relationship, the greater you dance together, the greater the unity is. We talk about it all the time in our adult company. Our rehearsals are short and quick and things like that, and you see the power in the dancing, right?
Yes, you do.
Well, we don't spend hours rehearsing. Not the adult company. The kids spend hours.
Yes.
But it's the bond and the relationship that we have built and grown. And so I really wanted to focus on that during this time. So we've not done a lot of dancing per usual. It's been a lot of relationship building, a lot of checking in, a lot of that.
I get that, but I think that that's also, like you said, it goes hand in hand. Because with dance, you know, you want to be able to feel the connection between everyone, and you want to be able to feel that bond. But I also think that that helps the young girls kind of see how important it is to be in relationship with other Black girls.
Absolutely.
I think that we have, unfortunately, the tendency to compare ourselves to other Black women, other Black girls, and then society does it too with, you know, colorism and light skin and dark skin and, you know, big butts and small butts and all this other stuff. And so what you're doing, even though it looks different, like you said, where you're not dancing as much, I believe you're building their souls. Like you're helping to, you know, build their souls. You're helping to build their confidence.
Absolutely.
And I'm curious to know how you have kind of combated those similar issues with girls. I mean, they're girls.
Right.
Okay, so we get a little testy sometimes with each other, and you know, so how do you go about like dealing with that within your company?
Ooh. You have time for like a 3-hour episode?
I mean, no. Not 3 hours.
So this is the part of Anointed Feet that I call the ministry part.
Okay.
Funny enough, so I'm a mother of 3 boys, right?
You are,
and so I tried hard to get a girl, but 3 strikes you're out. And then I'm like, Lord, why? Like, why didn't you give me a girl? I do hair, I dance. Like, what is this about?
Yeah.
And then I spend 6 hours at A of B, and I'm like, oh, thank you. You know exactly what I need, right?
Yeah. You need a break.
I need a break. Because these girls are a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I love being able to see them learn to problem solve, right?
Okay.
So, of course, you have the girls who come in and they're trying to feel each other. We're Black girls.
Right.
You're trying to feel each other out. You're trying to figure out what she do. Can she dance? Can she not? What's her hair doing? You're trying to do all that.
Yeah.
But teaching them that that's not what it's about, right? So I teach pre-COVID that you hug every person who walks in. that's what we do at AFD. We hug, right?
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you the story behind that in a little bit. So you hug every person who walks in. You say hello to every person who walks by you every chance you get. And so to see the change in that. So I would have girls who would like look each other up and down, and then a year later, like I can't get them to stop hugging each other. They all want to go home together. The parents get stuck at our front lobby, like that's their area. Like they've been texting me like, I miss the front lobby, right?
Yeah.
And so it is the reinforcing of love. I teach love.
Yeah.
I teach them love. I teach them when your sister may offend you or makes you upset, you go talk to your sister. You don't go talk to such and such and say, you know, I teach them about direct communication. I teach them love on each other. I teach them when you feel a certain way, it's okay to feel that way. Your feelings are valid. Take a minute and breathe, but go talk.
Yeah.
And I think that is something as a child we didn't grow up doing. It was go, you know, you go get your friends and you go beat that girl up. Like, and I have been trying to redirect that energy and teaching about love. And so you can see when we go out in other spaces with other groups, the tension begins, but then my girls will say, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Good morning, it's nice to see you.
They break
you
that.
know, they break that wall.
That.
And I enjoy seeing that happen. And it's hard because then, you know, then they have their days where they don't get along with each other, right?
Yeah.
But you see them battling what they know is right, what they've been taught, and loving on each other through.
Yeah.
So it's really breaking that mold of, you know, hating on the next black girl. Like, we're all black, we're all beautiful, we're all different, and that's what makes us all special. And that is literally what I reinforce here regularly.
Wow. You guys, listen, I'm trying to tell you, I am trying to bring on some people who will give you nuggets, right? But then also who are helping to raise up that next generation, because I feel like, especially for our generation, we are trying to break the cycles of our parents' generations and our grandparents' generations. So it only feels right to have something where the next generation feels like, we were doing it, you know, we started it, we're doing good, but they can do it even better.
Absolutely.
You know? Okay, so tell me the hug story. How did you get with the hugs? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have struggled a little bit with that. Okay, because
and a lot of them do.
Like a lot of people in my space now. So tell me, how did the hug thing come up?
The hug thing came up. So I went to school at Florida State. Okay. I moved to Florida by myself. No family, no friends, no nothing. And
brave child.
I didn't realize until I came back home for Christmas break. So I was gone from August to December, that I had not hugged one person in 4 months.
Wow.
And how much it impacted me. Because I went to school and I made friends, but I didn't know them like that.
Yeah.
You know? And so I remember my mom picked me up from the airport for Christmas break and I hugged her for like 20 minutes.
Wow.
And I like broke down because I'm like, I haven't hugged anybody.
Yeah.
And it's such a love language that we take for granted and what it means. And so I tell the kids this story later on, like I get them real uncomfortable first, and then I tell them the story.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense to them because we take it for granted because we hug people regularly.
Yeah.
But to be away from everybody I knew for 4 months and never hug, I'm like, you never know when you'll be able to hug another person again.
Yeah.
So every time someone walks through the door, you give them a hug.
Yeah. I mean, and now look at us. We're in a pandemic and we can't hug anybody. Right. So I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. Like just that simple gesture of even your parents. You can't, if you guys don't live with your parents, you know what I mean? Like you can't go over regularly and give them hugs or love on them. Your grandparents are older. With this pandemic, it's a whole lot of, you know, things up in the air. So I feel like that's something that is great to implement and to have, and it breaks up that, like you said, that tension of like trying to size up the next person.
Absolutely.
Which we will be talking about that in another episode because I need answers on why we do this, right? But I think that what you are doing here is just amazing. So you guys, she has some fitness classes as well that I sometimes come to, and she kills us, okay? So if you are watching and you come to Afrofit, you know what I mean, which I say that she kills us every Saturday that we're here. See, it's fun for her, right? It's fun for her. What we should have done was had a class so they could see. But listen, it's on Instagram. We'll have all of her social media and all that, so you can take a look for yourself and see how insane she is. But it's so good. It's so good because it's like that feeling that you have of like, I don't really want to do this workout, right? But then when you're done, you're like, ooh, I did it, I survived.
Yes.
So where did the fitness aspect come from with Anointed Feet? Like, how did you get started with that?
Absolutely, that actually kind of evolved itself with being here in the space, and I have a love for women.
Yeah.
Like I just love women empowerment and women's health. I love engaging with women. I love uplifting women.
Yeah.
I love, if I see that you're down, the first thing I'm gonna do is either come say hi, how are you, give you a hug. Like, I just love those moments of women coming together.
Yes.
And so that's kind of how it started. So when we opened the doors, I said, let me try some things. I just told someone this story yesterday. So I used to teach all the classes, literally all of them. And that's kind of how it is right now.
It's crazy. Okay.
It's kind of how it is right now.
It
in the
is.
pandemic, I'm teaching all the classes, but it's great. So I was like, let me put out some stuff and see what I can put together. So I had a hip hop fitness, I had an African dance fitness, I had a boot camp, I had like all these crazy classes.
Yeah.
And I was exhausted because it was like 6 of them in one day. And so I was like, well, what if I just combined it and created, I love African dance. I love the movement, I love the rhythm. And so I'm like, what if I put together everything that I've been doing and create Afrofit?
Yeah.
So that's how Afrofit came about, by taking all these millions of classes I was trying to teach in one day.
Hello.
And putting them all together in one. I love choreography, I love to have fun. And so that's kind of how Afrofit started. And it really is, I would say, my personality. So
that is so true.
Like, the class is literally based on the fun that I enjoy,
Yes.
the dance style that I like, and I noticed that a lot of people actually enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it fun, and so, I would try different things, like, one day I'm just gonna run around the class and see if it sparks their energy and things like that. So doing my research, and it kind of evolved itself into its own thing, where I just began to continue to create dances, find new music, see what people enjoy. I observed the class and watch, okay, they really like that song. Let me find a song similar to that and keep creating dances. So it kind of has evolved on its own. And I just love to see women who come in, they're like, oh, I can't do this. And then they're smiling through the class and they're enjoying. They've created friendships with other people in the class. They hold each other accountable. Because you will get a text from my sister Crystal if you're not coming to class, okay? Just the accountability part. Because working out is hard.
It is.
But when you have a group of women who hold you accountable, who make you feel important when you walk in, who make you feel that you are worthy, that just brightens up my whole day.
Yeah. And it's everything that you wanted it to be. I believe that it is, just as someone who has taken the classes and has been coming, I think now for 2 years maybe?
I think longer. There's a picture of you from 2017.
Okay, well, we're not gonna show that.
I just
saw it. Woo, we're not gonna show that because the glow up is real. Okay. But it's, I feel like just remembering, like you said, when you have women come in and they like, I don't really know. I don't really know if you can fully prepare for what it is, but once you're here and you feel the energy and you learn as much as you can, like the moves and things like that, because they do change frequently. It's something in it that gives you this boost of like courage, like, okay, I can do this, especially, and it's not just for dancers, like it can be for anyone who is interested really in coming and participating, because it is about that empowerment. Like, she really does encourage you, and she'll push you too. Don't get it twisted, okay? Don't let the little smile fool you, okay? She'll be up in here and outside, because we outside now because we're in a pandemic, but she will push you. But it's, I believe, all about the process of getting uncomfortable, but being brave, right? And being able to stay consistent and all of that, like the accountability piece that you talked about, I feel like is so important, especially for our community, because we will get stuck in, I'ma just eat these chicken wings and relax on the couch, and not really do nothing. But then you wake up and you're like, oh, how did I get here? But taking that first step, I feel like Anointed Feet has, and you have helped me to kind of just take that first step and be consistent. Not fall off, right? But just like she said, that accountability piece, she'll text me. Or she'll make a comment on my Instagram and be like, I haven't seen you in a long time. And be like, I know, I'm coming, I'm gonna come back, But it's all about the process, and I feel like it's all out of love. Like, I have never felt judged here. And I don't believe any woman that has ever been here for a class, whether it is Afrofit, she also does have line dancing in case, your niece, okay, can't handle the jumping. She does have line dancing classes, but I've never, even with that, I've never felt like that judgment energy, that you may feel sometimes we go to the gym or even other classes where you don't know the steps or you're new. I've never felt that, you guys. So I really do encourage you, if you are in the LA area, we are out here in Hawthorne. I will link every social media and her website and things like that. Of course, because of the pandemic, we are shut down, but we're not gonna be shut down for long, in Jesus' name. Amen. So when classes do resume in person, here's the thing, she does have some Zoom classes going on too, all right? So I'll have everything for you so you guys can know about that. But it's just something that I encourage you guys to really, really take a hard look into joining and participating in, even if you can only do it once a month or something like that. The Saturday classes, they are so, I'm about to sound real old, but they lit. Okay, they lit. I hope I used that right, because the young girls, they be trying to say that I'm not hip. Period. But anyway, okay, period, who, right? But you guys listen, they are, it's just a dynamic group. It's a dynamic group of young women. It's a dynamic group of just women of all ages, and that's what I really love. And fellas, I see a couple of fellas during the fitness classes too, so if you want to pop up, you know what I mean? I try to get Rico to come. He came one time.
He did come once, I remember.
Okay, we ain't seen him since, but I'm gonna try to get him back, but you guys are welcome as well. Absolutely. But here at the Honey Hive, we about our Black women, right? And empowering and uplifting our Black women. So these are the classes and the group that is helping to do that, from your little girls, your daughters, your nieces, your granddaughters, to your wives, your moms. Like, every age is covered with uplifting and help, really, because I feel like, just like you said, it's a ministry too. It's not just a dance company, it's a ministry as well. And I said it before, you guys, the intensity that I feel from her is because she recognizes the importance of it. The importance of having these types of companies and fostering the type of environment that we need for our young girls to really flourish and grow, because not only are they able to take those skills and use them here, but now they're using them at school, when they meet, you know, other women or other young girls out and about. Like there's that that breakup, right, of the tension of who is she and why she here and who she thinks she is and all that stuff. It's a thing of the past that we're trying to really create a loving environment. And I, for one, am looking forward to the future of Anointed Feet. I am prayerful that I have a little girl one day to be able to drop her off with Auntie Kanisha. Go on here, girl, and get your praise and your dance on, okay? Because it's just, I feel like it's something where you are literally leaving a legacy. And even though, you know, she is, like she said, a mother of 3 boys who are amazing, I believe that, like you said, God knew what he was doing by planting this in your heart, because this lives on. I can see the future for Anointed Feet is so bright and so long. Like, this legacy is going to be something that people are going to be talking about for a very long time. And I honestly cannot wait until I can have a little girl to be a part of this. Like, and even my son, okay, if we have a boy, she has classes and things for boys as well. But I just feel like there's such a great need for this for our young girls, because we're so bogged down by society about their opinions of us, what we can and cannot do, right? I'm not a revengeful person, okay? I'm not a get back type of person, but I am honestly very curious to know if your mentor, who back then told you that, like, sees all that you're doing for the glory of God and the provision that he has sustained you with. You know, like, this young woman is a testament, you guys, to following what you know God is telling you to do. When God is telling you to go, you go. You have questions? Absolutely. You're fearful? Absolutely. But you go. And her life and Anointed Feet, the creation of this, is a testament to listening to what you know God has told you to do and not letting anybody tell you differently. She could have legit just was like, all right, I'm gonna stay and do, you know what I mean, and do and make this money. Hello.
See the world.
and do all this stuff, right? But it was such a powerful and anointed gift that he literally said, no. This is for me. Right? But then get this, you guys. She does that. She listens. She opens this amazing company. But not only have they traveled within California, these young women are going to different states. They've been international, I believe. Like, the sky has been beyond. Like, it's not even the limit, like, beyond, right? And so what my hope is that by hearing her story, seeing what she has done with the gift that God has given her, and choosing to go, right? And choosing to listen to what God has said and given into her heart, she has been able to show you guys a true testament of what that looks like. I am beyond proud of you. Like, and this is honestly our first time really kind of just sitting down and really diving into a little bit, because trust me, I know that it's way more. This is just like the tip of the iceberg of who she is and what Anointed Feet is. But I wanted to be able to introduce you guys to her and to her company, because I believe that it is important. It's an important staple, not only here in Hawthorne, but it's an important staple for our community. So you guys do me a favor. Make sure that you go onto the website. Make sure you follow them on all of their social media handles, which again will be in the description box below. And I want you guys to really support this Black-owned business, all right? A Black-owned business. Now, tell me really quickly, yes, we're in the pandemic, so I'm sure things would be a little bit different for you, but after the pandemic, if I have a kid, let's just pretend, and I want my child to be a part of Anointed Feet, what's the process? Like, how do I get them to join?
It is a simple registration. We take everybody.
Okay. Listen, hello?
So it's very simple. We train them.
Okay.
Right. So we do have our adult company who is auditioned. We have our children's company who is auditioned. But the school is for everyone. We train them in every genre of dance,
okay,
as well as we do Bible studies and series on what the heart of a worshiper is. And so you must take ballet and heart of a worshiper. You must take African and heart of a worshiper. You must take jazz and Bible studies. So it's a cohesive program that combines my story in one curriculum. That the two don't have to be separate. You don't have to train as a dancer, or you don't have to be a praise dancer who is untrained. That's a whole nother story. You can do them both cohesively because God is the one who gave us the gift. So it is our duty and our demand to give the gift back to Him. That's what I teach here. That's the vision here. That's the mission here. So everyone is welcome.
Okay. So if you have a little girl, a little boy, that's interested in coming to classes here, like I said before, all of the information will be down below. You guys, please make sure that you support, again, this dynamic dance company. They are doing great things, and I'm so proud of everyone involved. But I'm just so specifically just proud of you and everything that you're doing here. She has fitness classes, like we said. So if you want to, get your abs together, right? She has accountability programs as well. All of these things for us while we're here in this pandemic, because only God knows really how long we're gonna be kind of in this space, and it's different. But she is giving us options and tools to pivot and to stay the course. And that's all that we could really ask for, honestly, is just to be able to stay the course and put one foot in front of the other. And I believe that Dr. Kanisha Bennett is doing that and helping us and our children to be able to do that. So thank you so much for being here. Again, I am so honored that you would take the time out to join us. And I can't wait. I can't wait, you guys. I'm so excited. But, that's it. We're gonna talk a little bit more, but I'm gonna let y'all go. But thank you for joining us. And as always, welcome to the Honey Hive. Peace.